Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Not I'm Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to talk about getting used to the new Magic the Gathering prices. The prices for booster boxes sometimes are completely out of hand, at least I think so. I don't know if you are happy with the current price development, but I personally am not. I think boxes are too expensive generally, and it differs, of course. There are differences in prices, and they are, of course, that's logical, directly connected to the demand of the certain set we are talking about. The differences are too extreme. That, I think, is the problem. Let's have a look and let's talk about a couple of sets, and let's think about what these sets actually should and could cost if they were not that hyped, which they apparently are. Of course, the big elephant in the room, Final Fantasy. I think it is one of the most anticipated sets of the year, if not the most anticipated set of the year. I think it's crazy. The demand is through the roof. I think all the LGSs are really happy with this product. And I think rightfully so, because Final Fantasy, of course, is a beloved, very, very much beloved franchise. I have been fortunate enough to have been invited to several Final Fantasy fan fests in Paris, in Vegas, in Tokyo, even. But I personally also not only have done some work for the franchise, but also loved to play the games back in the day. And I can understand the extreme positive reception of the set, because the fans I have met in person are diehard. It's Final Fantasy and nothing else. So it is a very smart set. I did not expect it to be that big of a hype, but it is. Currently, the cheapest box over here in Europe, I see if I can include a screenshot, is Games Island in Germany, which sends to all of Europe, which is normally where I order my draft or play boxes nowadays to play with my friends. And Games Island has fair prices and they always deliver, otherwise it is sold out on the website. Very, very good site. You have to order early if it's a very limited product, like for example with the Takir collector boxes. They now have them in stock again for 285 bucks, which we will talk about in a minute, but 150 bucks for a playbox of the Final Fantasy set. Collector boxes, of course, have been sold out for a while. I think they were in pre-order for 350 bucks, which is quite something. Is that too expensive for a playbox, 150 bucks? Yeah, I see 160, 170 here and there. So technically it's kind of okay. The remastered sets are priced roughly the same, so you pay 150 bucks for a box. I think personally it's too much. I don't see how that is sustainable for the next years to come. And I understand the hype every set brings, and I understand that everybody's like really into these Universes Beyond sets. And by all means, if you want to buy a box for 150 bucks, go for it. Up there you see, I will try to put it on here as well, there is Spider-Man Play booster boxes, or there are Spider-Man Play booster boxes on there for 140 bucks. I will probably order one of those because my son is a really, really big Spider-Man fan. I mean, I am too. But I'm happy with the comics. I would have probably not bought the set if not for him, so we can open the boosters together, build some decks, and then play Spider-Man against whoever else is in there. And I will probably enjoy that a lot, so don't think I say don't buy anything you like. I mean, if you are into it, buy the set. I always said that. And yeah, if you are not that well off and money is tight, I probably would choose another set that is a little bit cheaper, because other sets that do not well are a lot of are a lot cheaper. That's what I wanted to say. You feel I'm thinking a bit about this, and that makes it a bit difficult for me. I hope it comes across well. So, very clearly, if the set has a big hype, the set obviously is more expensive. But then it shoots from $120 for a play booster box to 150, 160, 170. Or the Ravnica Remastered is 150 as well. Lord of the Rings draft booster box is still 150. Again, I will see if I can, and that's the cheapest retailer over here in Europe, because they really like move boxes, a lot of boxes. But on the other hand, you can buy even older sets, Kamigawa draft booster boxes for around $100. They recently had Brothers War draft booster boxes for $99. Maybe because the print run is higher, but I can't imagine that sets like Lord of the Rings draft booster boxes and set booster boxes are completely out of print, because they have been in stock constantly since their release, which is quite a while ago. And still, the price is very high. And at a certain point, they get discounted a little bit. And then, if they sell through, the price spikes up again. I've seen them for $129, $139 on Games Island, the Lord of the Rings draft booster boxes. And then they went up to $149, $159 again. Are we doing this ourselves? I guess we are, because we are all buying these boxes. Takir boxes were $109 when you could pre-order them at Games Island. I bought a box, and I bought it for $120, and now it's $125 because the set is selling well. I expect the set now with the Final Fantasy hype to go down, maybe to $115, $110 again, but maybe because it's so popular, it stays around $120. But again, they easily can sell it for $110. And I don't blame the LGSs, not even the big ones like Games Island. Fair enough, you need to make money. The problem is, I think, first of all, that we all accept these prices. So yeah, our fault, and I'm included, because I bought a Takir box for that price, $125. And the second problem is that if a set seems to be overprinted and not that popular, let's take Aetherdrift for example, it might go down from $110 to $100, maybe 95. That's a 15 euro difference. But if a set like Takir is super hyped up, and a set like Final Fantasy is completely going crazy, then you see it go up to 150. I mean, Takir is a good example for a reasonable set, actually, because it started with 110, now it's at 125. If it would have gotten cheaper, it probably, or if it wouldn't have sold through, it probably would have got down to 100. So like $10 difference to the lower price, $15 difference to the higher price. Can't believe they would have sold the play booster boxes for under 100, because 99, 100 is the cheapest I've seen play booster boxes, except for Karlov Manor. They went to 89 at a certain point, also here on Games Island. The difference, second problem again, if a set is received well and if the hype is really big, to the difference if a set is not received well, the price difference is not in proportion. So the prices spike up enormously. You see that especially with the collector boxes. And again, collector boxes are collectible again, fair enough. It is what it is. So $350 for a collector box is currently almost normal for even collector boxes from Ixalan. $285 now for the Takir collector box, although the supply is quite reasonable, simply because of the hype. Then we don't even mention the Takir commander decks, which are really difficult to get still. Apparently they will get a reprint, but we'll see. And I think currently they're at around $300 for 5 commander decks. Also still want to get those because I want to play them with my friends. So for play, I think it's okay, but I think it's a little bit too expensive. I would say like $50 a deck is fine. So $250, fair enough. And that's already a high entry point, because pre-order price for those for all 5 at Games Island was $169. So you see how much room they have. And I know a lot of distributors tell you like, there's like only $5 we make on every box. Nah, I don't believe that, especially not the big ones. I can't believe they are selling at a loss, even if the set sells really badly. So if they can offer a play booster box of Karlov Manor for $89, I can't believe they are paying $100 for it. They don't make $10 loss on every box. That's not how they operate. They just let it sit there and wait. Especially the bigger ones. I can imagine the smaller ones do, because they need to get rid of inventory and they need to have a bigger cash flow. And that might be true for the bigger ones as well. But honestly, that's not how a business operates. Or they do make loss on those, and sets like Final Fantasy now, they could offer for $120, $125, maybe even $110, and they're selling it for $150. And the same goes for Lord of the Rings, and the same goes for Spider-Man, which is pre-order price. The pre-order price currently is $140, like I said before. I'm not quite sure what to make of this for the future, folks. I mean, for me, it's not that relevant. I'm more into old school Magic. And like I said, I regularly buy a box of a set I like. For example, Aether Drift I wouldn't buy, not even to play with friends. I bought a box of Tarkir. The set I bought a box before that was Thunder Junction, because I thought the vibe was kind of cool, a bit like Brave Star vibes and Firefly vibes, space western vibes, maybe even Solo, the Star Wars movie. I liked that, and I wanted to see what it's about. Tarkir I obviously like because it's a real Magic set, in my opinion, and it feels like real Magic, and it plays like real Magic with the dragons and everything. Loved the draft we did. So for me, it's not that relevant if a box is $150, because I'm not buying a case. Or if the box is $130, and still $20 is $20, right? That's a lot of money. But if I really want to have a good evening with the guys, and we just want to play, and we have a certain set in mind, it's okay to buy it for $140, $150. If I want to play Spider-Man with my friend, build a deck and Spider-Man with my friend, with my son, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man I had in mind. If I want to play the Spider-Man set together with my son, I can wait for it to drop to $125, which it probably won't in the beginning, if even ever at all, if the set is popular as well. And the Marvel sets, especially the Secret Lairs and so on, have seemed to be very popular. But I can also buy it for $140, be done with it, and maybe pay $10 too much. But if it's not available, I get it anyways. But in the end, it's all of us who... The camera is shaking if I knock on the table. It's all of us who determine that price. And I remember not that long ago, like 1.5, 2 years ago, and I get it, we're in a new era and everything seems to be more expensive, and they can make it happen. That's why they continue doing so. And the same goes for Pokemon. It's like, I'm not sure who's buying all these boxes, Magic, Pokemon, whatever, because the price is really high, and who can afford those boxes? But if there are indeed like 50 million players, and of those 50 million players, 2 million are active, and everybody of those active guys buys 1 to 2, 3 boxes, and even if every second guy buys 1, 2, 3 boxes, you're still at a couple of million boxes. So for them, it doesn't matter. It's the immense popularity of Magic the Gathering, as well as the immense popularity of the Universes Beyond sets, which seems to work. Obviously, we can all argue about this, but it seems to work. But we're doing this. Let me know in the comments, folks, if you think the sets are too expensive. Again, I personally think for the new play booster boxes, with the inflation and everything getting more expensive, $110 is fine. It's a good price. If you can get boxes for $100, because they don't do that well. Especially like look at Brothers War, which is a fantastic set. I wanted to buy a couple of boxes for $100 when they had them, but those were pretty much gone after a few days when I got my money, my salary end of the month, and I wanted to buy. I never buy if I don't have the money. It doesn't matter what. I wanted to buy those boxes and they were gone. So others had the same idea probably. But $110 for a Takia box would have been nice. $100 super price currently. 120 is fine for me. 119, 120. 125 is already a little bit expensive. If I wouldn't have needed it to play, I think I paid 120. I think that's okay. 150 is a lot. 170 is crazy for a play booster box, because I think that is the range of collector booster boxes. And that's the range of collector booster boxes that should be in that price category. Aether Drift as well, not a popular set. You can get the play booster boxes for 95. I think even draft booster boxes they still had then. I'm not quite sure. I have to look it up. And you can get the collector booster boxes for 190, which is very cheap, obviously currently. I don't wanna drag this out, but I'm really curious what you think. Are you okay with the current prices? Are you buying a lot? How many boxes per set are you buying? Are you even, I mean, the viewers here are more into vintage Magic, old school Magic, as I am, but still, we like to play Magic. And sometimes you like to play with friends, right? And I know others, a lot of others as well on the channel, who regularly buy 1, 2, 3 boxes of a new set, just rip it open and enjoy the cards, which is fine as well. And which is totally cool if you enjoy the hobby. But please, folks, let me know how you approach this, and if you think Magic the Gathering is getting too expensive for the average guy. I mean, 150 a box, if I would do that every month, and there is like a release like every month, or if you want to play once a month, a draft or whatever. We played a draft with 9 people. There are 30 boosters in that box, in the Takia box here. That box is gone. Like, I have 3 boosters left I can't do anything with. So it's just one box, one evening, $150. In this case, 120. That's still okay, but yeah. Let me know in the comments if you think Magic the Gathering is too expensive, getting too expensive. Are you getting Final Fantasy boxes for $140, $150? 150, 140 is Spider-Man. Are you getting Final Fantasy collector boxes for $700, which seems very excessive? Very curious about that. Yeah, let me know in the comments, folks. Stay healthy, stay frosty. Thanks a lot for listening. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.